Well, welcome to a very special night show that I'm putting on here before bedtime. Let's call this Bravo. Now, this message is going to be directed by names, and this is going to be the last time I will mention these names. And this is just a special message to some very special people. So, why don't we begin right here? Let's start with Mr. John Blaze, Larry Evans. Larry Evans tries to project himself as being bigger and better than thou. Well, maybe you are. I say bravo. I say, why don't you spend your time, your efforts, your energy to this lovely woman that you said you married? I think you got far too much time on your hands. I don't know a lot about you, but I know enough. I know that you're spending far too much time putting your hateful energy toward me. If you're living a good life, Mr. Larry Evans, I say bravo. Bravo to you. I would probably concentrate on what you find is the goodness in your life and not spread hate. And that's what you do. And that's a message and a bit of advice that unfortunately for you, that if you get caught up, which you already have got caught up in the vortex, will affect you the rest of your life and your relationship. But I say to you, Mr. John Blaze, Larry Evans, I say bravo to you, sir. If this is the kind of life that you want to live, you want to call people names, you want to incite people like other trolls do. Maybe you regard yourself as a respectable, hardworking man. Maybe you are a hardworking man, but respectable, that's a different story. I don't know what your definition of respectable is, but you haven't been respectful to me. Thank you for the $600 donation that you made in the past. You were very thanked for that. I think you're a very indecisive man who has some kind of complications in his life, but that's really not my business. But if you make your life, or my life, your business, that's where I speak up. Again, I'm going to say bravo to you if you found a great woman. Bravo to you for getting married. Bravo for you for being accomplished, if you really are. Bravo to you and your good life. Don't ruin it. Don't get caught up in the vortex like you've already had. You're just going to find yourself promoting hate all the time, and you're never going to get out of that vortex. That's what I say to you. Let's move down the line. Mr. Michael Thomas Fazio. Bravo to you, sir. If you feel that the rest of the short life that you most likely have, you are getting older, you do have health conditions, I say bravo to you if you choose to live the way you do. I say bravo to you, sir, if you love spreading hate, getting involved in people's personal and legal business. I say bravo to you, sir. If that's the way you want to spend the rest of your life, then I say bravo to you, sir. You know what you've done. I'm not a particularly religious man. I don't know what happens after you die. Nobody really does. You're gone. Wouldn't you like to leave a good memory in somebody's heart or mind? The things that you do on your show are not deserving of a direction that I would call a positive direction in life or after death. As I said, I'm not a religious person, but I will say that if there is such thing as heaven or hell, I personally think there's an RSVP waiting for you. I say bravo to you if it helps you to get through your day by doing 5 or 6 or 8 hour videos, promoting hate, inciting hate, getting involved with other people's affairs, both legally and personally, and talking smack about just about everybody on here, and kissing everybody's ass to get people to donate to you, to like you. I understand about loneliness. I have an idea what you're going through, but not to your extent, sir. I really don't, and I'm glad that I don't have to. It's horrible being alone. I understand that it's affected you in many ways, emotionally, psychologically, morally, all of the above. You're living alone. You're lonely. You can't get out of the rut you're in. And the only way that you stay alive on this earth is because of the fact that you have YouTube. It's your only way of talking to people. It's your only way of getting people in your life to talk to you. You have to tell tall tales and stories about how great you are, how great of a man you are. I say bravo to you, sir. If that's what gets you through your day, you have to sleep in your own makeshift bed. When you're lying to people, you're lying to yourself. I think you've been on YouTube long enough that people know who you are. They know you very well, sir. Bravo to you if you get enjoyment out of what you did with my tenants. Bravo to you, sir, if you live in misery and you like your misery and you choose to project your misery to other people that don't deserve it. I say bravo to you, sir. If that's who you think your character is and you want to live the rest of your years, however short or long it will be, that you want to live your world in hate, and you want to incite real hatred, and you want to get involved in everybody's business so people will pay attention to you on your show and donate money and talk to you as if they were your real friends. Well, bravo to you, sir, if you think these people are really your friends in your imaginary position. They're not your friends. None of these people are your friends. It's about time that you learn that nobody on here is your friend. And your quest to speak to another human takes you in such a forceful way to put that part of your life, instead of establishing personal connections off YouTube, meeting a real woman that would be interested in you, that would be there to hold your hand down your path of life, however short or long that you have in your life. You are creating a deficit in your life. You're paying for it in your own way. We all know what you've done to me. I know what you've done to me. I know all the behind the scenes things that you have done. I'm not the Lord. I'm not Jesus. I'm not even religious. But I will say, sir, bravo to you if that's the kind of memories you want to leave in your earthly life. And God, if there is a God, only knows your direction in life. You don't humor people. People are not laughing with you, sir. They're laughing at you. They've been doing that the whole time. You're not funny. I think you need the kind of attention that people on here can't give you. I would say probably professional attention. I think that it would solve your problems. It would be a woman, to put your effort out to find a woman who would be willing to spend that time with you and nurture you and take care of you and love you. I know it's been hard for you. Maybe you gave up on everything. Right now, sir, you're fighting for all the attention in the world you can. We all understand that. You think that we're not understanding of that. I understand it. That's why I haven't pursued anything against you at this point. I really haven't. Because I realize you're not in the best health in the world. And your mindset, well, nobody could really get through to you. Because you don't want to hear the truth about yourself. You'd rather tell tall tales on your show. Anything that's going to get the attention of everybody, banging a pot, making a fool out of yourself. Do you know what people really see you as? I think you know. Is that the way you want to be remembered? Is that the way you want to leave this earth? That's not the way I'm leaving this earth. I can tell you that right now. I wish you well. You're in the last stage of your life, and diets and all that stuff is really not helping you. You have not taken care of your body in such a long time. I think that the damage is done. I hate to say that to you. And I'm no doctor, and I don't profess to be one. I don't think you have long in your life. I feel it in my heart. I feel it intellectually and every other way. I feel it. I do feel it. But I also feel your pain. You're in a lot of pain, Michael Thomas Fozzie. You're not going to admit to that. You're in a lot of pain. And when your friend, and we'll mention her name, Daisy May, came into your life, it was a pseudo relationship that in your mind, you prompted her around, displayed her on your thumbnails, introduced her as your girlfriend to the whole world. It made you a whole man. And I saw the difference in you, sir, Michael Thomas Fazio. I saw the difference of what happened when Daisy May decided to go in her own direction. You were a broken man. We saw your behavior. You turned sour, even more so. Your behavior was erratic. I saw it right away. Then things didn't work your way in court, and you became such a bitter man. I say bravo to you, sir. If that's how you want to spend the rest of your short life, look, I may go before you. I don't know. I'm doubting, but we don't know. I'm not going to profess to know that how long I'm going to live. Neither one of us do. But I would say that the one thing you're very envious with other people, and even of myself, is that you don't have what I have. You will never have what I have. Because you won't try. You just want to fool people into thinking that you're happy with your life, that you're living a good life. And we all know you're not. And you know you're not. You are miserable in your own skin. Bravo to you, sir. If that's what gets you out of bed in the morning to do a show, is to project your own misery onto other people, I think it's sad. I feel sorry for you. As much as I may not like you personally, because what you have done to me behind the scenes, you continue to do, inciting violence against me, inciting others to hate me when there's really no reason. You're a bitter older man, is what you are. You're bitter you didn't get your court case against me to win. You're a bitter man because your pseudo relationship, which in your mind you thought was a real relationship, didn't go the way you wanted to. And you were hurt. Oh, I mean, you were really hurt. when you found out that she found a man that she was interested in, because that's the way it happened. You didn't know what was going on. That's the truth. Until it was introduced and a picture of her and another man appeared on her Facebook and it was shared. That's what happened. You were a lost man at that point. You couldn't handle it. And I know you cried your eyes out at night. It was your only chance of being what you call is a real man. But I got news for you, sir. What you've been trying to do all this time is not the act of a real man. You made a spectacle of yourself, literally, not figuratively. Why can't you just learn to forgive yourself? Why can't you just learn to throw all the tall tales out and talk truth? Tell people how you really feel about your life. It's good to talk to people and say, I'm a lonely man. YouTube is all I have in my life. It seems that it's all I will ever have in my life. But so I believe in change. I believe no matter what age you are, you could find something to fill that void in your heart and soul. It can be done at any age. You, sir, have to want to change. But I don't feel that you feel you can change. And I don't believe in that. I believe everybody can change. I was lost in my life, really, before I met the woman that I'm with now. I was lost, call it lost in space. I didn't exist even to myself. I didn't know, had any direction. It gotten to a point. But I found somebody, and any misery that I had melted away into a life that I didn't know I could have. I made the changes in my life because I felt I had no direction, Mr. Michael Thomas Fazio, as well as you don't have any direction. So bravo to you, sir. If you want to continue your life being as ornery and miserable as you are, you have done some dastardly things. You've had me to the point of, I won't even talk about. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you for all that you've done. And I'm willing to just let it go. Because, Michael Thomas Fazio, I feel your pain. I'm going to forgive you. There's certain people I can't forgive, but I forgive you for all that you've done with my tenants, everything that you've done behind the scenes. I forgive you because I can't go on in life hating you like this. It doesn't do good for me, my soul, my morality. I understand your loneliness. We've all been there. Come out of the dark and come into the light, sir. Get a life together. Don't make YouTube your whole life. Cut the phony stories out. The storytelling, the narcissistic behavior that you've been exhibiting for 8 years. Nobody believes you, sir. There's not one person on here that believes anything that you say. They're not laughing with you, sir. They're laughing at you. But if that's the kind of life that you want to live, bravo, Mr. Michael Thomas Fazio. Mr. Barry Lee Jordan. I've asked myself many times, was this a good direction to take? And I've asked myself time and time again, what should I do with this guy? He wouldn't stop. He's trying desperately to ruin my reputation, calling me something that no man should ever call another man, ever. It's a risk of their own life to call an innocent man something that he's so far from being. I'm not going to forgive you, sir. I can. I can forgive Mr. Michael Thomas Fazio. I understand his situation. Michael Fazio can talk about me all he wants. What Michael Thomas Fazio has to understand is that I know what he's going through. I know better than he thinks I do. He's in pain. He's in horrible pain. He's older. Nobody to care for him. Nobody to hold in bed and hear the words, I love you. He hasn't had love in his life, the better part of his life. He's miserable as hell, and he's lonely as hell. And if YouTube and the computers and everything were taken away from him, he would die very soon, or he would be forced to actually try to get a life together. YouTube can be fun, it can be entertaining, but if it's sucking up all your own juices from your soul, from your heart, it's taken away from living real life, not on YouTube. I don't call YouTube real life. I think being close enough to somebody to smell their breath, that's what you need. You need to be close to a person, close enough to smell their breath. There was a song that Sarah McLachlan sung, and in this song, I'm going to try to remember the words, one phrase or lyrics. And in this song, it's a song that she was saying that she's so close to somebody that I'm not sure the exact words was, I want to be your breath, part of your breath. I want to be close to you. I don't remember the lyrics. I'm very bad at that. Michael, get your life together. Be happy for what life you have left to live. But let's get back to Mr. Barry Lee Jordan. There's a lot I have to say about him, but I will also say some other things. I don't forgive you. I cannot forgive you. You went too far, sir. You called me something that I'm not, and it's probably the lowest things you could call any man in the world. I'm a good man. I've raised my daughter on my own since she was 5 years old. I have 2 children at this house that respect me, and I respect them. I don't look at them funny. I don't touch them. I'm not a sexual predator, sir. But you defamed my character with that. You went along with my tenants to try to create a case against me. That's what you did. You fed them with information from YouTubers, all the hate you could find that they could use in court. Well, unfortunately for you, it wasn't the evidence that won their case. I'm sorry to tell you that. It was a default judgment not based on evidence, sir. And the trial was not about any children. That was not the basis of the case. It was a civil case, sir. It was not a criminal case. That's it. But you tried, because of your vindictive nature, sir. Go back to Michael Fazio here. Because of your vindictive nature, you continued to do underhanded, behind the scenes, on the telephone, on Skype, because you wanted to see another man suffer. You wanted to see another man suffer, and you succeeded. Congratulate yourself. Bravo to you. As a result of your collaboration with my tenants, I have suffered distress. I have suffered with time and effort to present myself as who I really am. But when you're bombarded with people that want to spread the hate, and they continue to do so, yes, you can cause damage to people, that's for sure. And you did cause damage to me. Being behind the scenes of posting and having somebody from Hawaii post things to the neighborhood in their mail about me, that was one of the lowest things, besides directly calling somebody a sexual predator, that a man could do. To attack the community that I lived in and thrived in, and post and be part of posting, or rather mailing things to my neighbors, to go that far, Mr. Note Taker, that you have that kind of time on your hands, sir, is really, really sad. I feel sorry for you, but I forgive you. I forgive you because I know that emotionally and morally you're corrupt because of your loneliness and the misery that you suffer, and you want other people to suffer. Well, you did a good job. Bravo to you, Michael Thomas Fazio. You succeeded what you set out to do very well. You have to live with yourself, sir. I live with myself quite fine. I sleep well at night. I have a loving relationship. I have a wonderful, paid-for abode, and I can make money without begging on YouTube. Let's get back to Mr. Barry Lee Jordan again. We always seem to be sliding over. Barry, I know you're listening to every show I put on. You shouldn't even have a phone in jail. I don't feel sorry. I'm sorry in a sense that I have to do what I had to do. You didn't stop. You persisted on calling me something that you don't call any man without getting yourself killed or crippled for the rest of your life. Although you're sitting in a cell, consider yourself extraordinarily lucky that I have a conscience, that I didn't take matters in my own hand. Don't think I never thought about it. Don't ever think I didn't think about it, because I did. But you see, I have a soul, I have a conscience, and I couldn't live with myself if I would have proceeded to do something that I would really regret doing. I think you were paying for what you did. I think you will continue to pay for what you did. I do not think you will ever change, so I don't have one iota of sorrow for you. I don't have one iota of compassion for you. And I also feel strongly that you're doing your girlfriend very wrong. You are telling her things that you want her to hear, and hopefully that she will believe you. You are screwing up a woman's life, because I don't think you're ever going to have the freedom that you want. You're not going to be able to marry her, sir. And when you do go back to the United States, it's a one-way ticket. Do not hold up this innocent woman's life. She's probably a nice person. I think she's naive. She don't get it yet, but she will. Or maybe she doesn't want to convince herself that all the information about all the things you did to people and the money you stole from people, the people that you've hurt, everything from private people to sorry stores to bars, wielding a knife to a waitress, the things you've done trying to go after so-called friends like Joey, to go after his daughter. You have done some really horrific things in your life. I personally do not think that you can change. And I think whatever happens to you from this point on, Mr. Barry Lee Jordan, you deserve. You've proven, even in lockup, that you cannot change. You have lied to people consistently about your financial situation. The greatest lie, of course, is the SSI, which you've used that story so many times before. Nobody believes. You're getting your SSI. You're not a convicted criminal yet. You're getting your SSI. You need to stop lying to your viewers. You need to stop lying to your girlfriend. It's not right. She's in her mid-30s. She needs a man that's going to be in her life. She needs a man that's going to be truthful to her, that's not using you the way he's been using you the whole time, and the way he has used every girlfriend that he has had. He's physically hurt some women, even a little bit of bruising to one woman's child. He's manhandled several women. He admits to beating up his wife. I don't know, ma'am, what it's going to take to convince you, me, or anybody else on you that this man is indeed a criminal in every respect and definition of the word. He will not change. He probably had a rough childhood, but that doesn't mean you have to pick from the lowest fruit on the branch, because perhaps that maybe you're lonely. We all get lonely, but it's a lot lonelier to be in a relationship with somebody that you're not meant for. Somebody that's going to connive, who's going to go out on you behind the door, behind the scenes, who's going to continue to use you for his own advantage financially, to buy his cigarettes and booze and to party on. He's mean-spirited. He has not paid his child support to his children. He ran away from that responsibility, as he's been running all his life away from responsibility. He's a very volatile, unchecked person. He can go off on a tangent, a violent tangent at any time. Now, what I say to you, Barry's girlfriend, you make your own decisions in life and you have to live with them. If you think that you were able to marry this man or to stay with this man, that you are not wasting your life, you are kidding yourself. And maybe your sisters have been supporting you because they want to see you happy, but at the same time, they know what he's like. But because they're your sisters and their parents, whoever's in your life, that are seemingly supporting your want and need to be with this man, they understand the truth. They don't want to hurt your feelings. They want you to make your own decision, is what I think, and that's my word. Bravo to you, Barry Lee Jordan. Bravo to you. If this is the kind of life that you want to live and you want to continue to live this way, I think it's very sad. I look at you and everything you've done. I again see a lonely man, a man that has to be with a woman because you admitted many times you don't like being alone, you get bored. But don't take any woman to be in your life just to have companionship and to use them as a sexual tool. It's not right. This woman has a life and a future ahead of her. Let her have that. Learn to let go. She's in her mid-30s. It's hard enough for a Filipino to find a man in her mid-30s. That's the way this culture is, sir. Let her have a chance in life. Don't let her hang on with all the promises you're making to her, because you're not going to be able to fulfill these promises. Bravo to you, Barry Lee Jordan. If you think living this kind of life is going to bring you happiness, when you can't even live with yourself, that you can't even admit how wrong you've been, that you deny all the crimes that you committed against people, basically stealing people's money, hurting women physically and emotionally. What do you get out of this, Barry Lee Jordan? Does that give you an erection to do this to these women? Does that turn you on? Does it make you feel like a real man to put control on an innocent woman that can't defend themselves? And you psych them all up and make them believe that there's going to be a future with you? And they waste all their precious time, all their precious oxygen to be with you because they're trying to believe in you. And you're doing the best thing in the world that you can to lie to them and make them think that there is a future with you when there is no future with you. You get into too much trouble, you're never going to change. We all know that already. You've lied to everyone on YouTube so many times that people cannot believe you anymore. Bravo to you, Barry Lee Jordan. If you're thinking that you're happy with yourself, I say that you're fooling yourself. That's what I say. Bravo to all that spend the best part of their lives. You know what they say, haters hate. If your lives are that miserable that you have to come on YouTube and do shows about people, record their own shows, something missing in their life too. And we got numerous people out there. Don C, another one, supposed to have money, living the good life with his wife, I assume, in Thailand. But yet he spends all his time on YouTube. There's something lacking in his life. Don has been very strategic in trying to spread the hate on here. Don has never said a kind word, I think, about anybody. Let's not forget Roberto G. Dunn, who's living in the United States in Texas, a man with no conscience whatsoever, who's called my girlfriend a whore, a prostitute, a call girl, who has lied emphatically on every show, and the only shows he does is about mostly predominantly me. He has called my girlfriend many names and labeled her many things, which tells me that his life is probably just as miserable as these other people. Bravo to you, Roberto Gunnard Dunn. If this is the life that you want to live and you want to spread hate, if you're a religious man, I would reconsider the things that you do in your life and try to make the best of your life, try to mend your relationship with your wife. You will wind up a very lonely man yourself. Some of the hateful things you do, all the shows through all the years I've listened to, you've rarely had anything good to say about anybody on here. You are upset with yourself. You're miserable in your own skin. Bravo to you, Roberto Gunnard Dunn. If this is the kind of life that you want to live, you believe in hell and heaven, you believe in God, there's a place for you, Roberto. And I'm sure you got an RSVP. I'm sure of it. If there is a God, if there's a heaven. But you know what I think further on that? I think your real hell is living on earth. How you sleep at night, I don't know. The horrible things you said about me consistently through the years, and someone that I happen to really love, that's my girlfriend. It was uncalled for, it wasn't righteous, but you're lashing out because of your own misery. I can't tell you how to live your life, sir. You have to live the life the way you want. But be remembered, when you pass on, what kind of legacy are you going to leave? Hate? If there is a heaven and hell, you're going to be judged. Is that what you want? I don't know your religious beliefs. I think you are religious. Maybe your hell is here on earth. And maybe what awaits you is even more hellacious than your life on earth. Bravo to you, Mr. Robert G. Dunn. If this is the life that you want to live and project your own misery to other people, bravo to all that want to live their life and project their misery upon other innocent people. Bravo. 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 That's what I have to say. That's my show for tonight. Bravo to all of you. They say the best revenge is living well. And I'm living well. And I plan to live well for the rest of my given life. There are there's no shows, no copycat shows, no hateful shows, all words that's going to change my life. It's not going to happen. Concentrate on your own lives. Try to make better of what you don't have. Work on something that you'd like to have. You've already got all caught up in the vortex. It's very hard to get out. But you can change. Concentrate on your own lives. Don't worry about my life, my relationship, my finances. Worry about the people that are most important in your life, such as your family and or children that you might have. That's my advice. Don't live in your own misery and project it to other people to make yourselves feel better. You have displayed that to all of us in all the above mentioned names, and that's not everybody. It's not everybody, but that's the short list. Good night to all. I'm going to have a wonderful sleep tonight. I hope some of you could actually sleep at night. Some of you, I don't know how. In regards, on a last note, to Mr. Barry Lee Jordan. I know you're miserable, but somebody had to do it. You went too far with me. Now you're paying the price. I don't know what miracles that's going to help you out at this point, but who knows? I got an open mind. I think out of the box. But from everything I see so far, you're not heading in a good direction. And once you get to the point of deportation, I'm pretty damn sure you'll never be able to get into this country. Please stop making promises to your girlfriend. It is not fair to her. It's not fair. It doesn't matter what I think of your girlfriend or not. It's not fair to her to let her hang on to a man that has no future in the Philippines, who will likely be in lockup for many years, not just the immigration issue, but because there are further criminal charges against you. Don't let her wait that long. Don't give her hope when there is none. She needs to go on with her life. She's younger. She's more vibrant. She could offer herself and her goodness to some deserving man. You are not that deserving man, sir. Good night, folks. I'll sleep well. Will you?